anytime you have new ownership come in, you have new energy and excitement and support, and so and to have such a great foundation that exists already, it's going to be fun.
And we've always known you as a real positive guy. Can you kind of let us know if there are any things that you plan, or I know you're only 5 days in, but you plan to do to translate the wins on the field for the fans out here?
Yeah, well, there's a group that will be involved in discussions as the transfer window opens. Certainly, you look to the technical staff to have the strategy and make the recommendations and defend those recommendations. So don't know exactly what that'll be, but I know that Matt's going to be spending sleepless nights over the next 45 days to explore all the opportunities to make the team even better. Importantly, a big signing this past week that Ted announced, is in that vein of improving the team and keeping us in the mix for playoff participation.
Thank you for that. We'll go with Jesus right here in the front.
Hey, Jamey.
Hey.
I want to talk about your passion for soccer. How much passion do you have for the game? How big of a fan are you of the game of soccer?
Yeah, I am a fan of the game. I have been. I've played throughout my younger life. I'm not able to do that anymore. Coached at Indiana University, was part of the launch of Major League Soccer, and have continued to follow the game. I have a brother who is a coach at it used to be called the College of Boca Raton, now it's called Lynn University. So I guess it's part of the family business.
Is there a point or a memory where you're like, this is when I fell in love with the game of soccer?
There was a point not when I fell in love with the game, because I started there when I was playing when I was young, but in 1994 I worked at the World Cup venue in Chicago, and I was the field manager. I was in the corner, and the first goal was scored, and it was electric. It was crazy. I saw the full potential of what the game could be here in the United States for the first time, and so that was a very memorable moment.
You left the Texans earlier this year. Was there any hesitation on your part to jump into a job so soon? And if there was, what pushed you over the edge to be like, okay, I'm on board?
Well, the opportunity to stay in the sports industry was great, and the opportunity to stay in Houston was great, and had good dialogue, and so I feel like I can make a difference.
Thank you for that. We'll go with Luis here in the back.
Jamey, as the CEO, can you explain to me how involved you'll be on the game side, if you will, on the field, if you will? I know you have Matt and different people in different positions, but how involved will you be in that area?
Yeah. So to begin with, I have a lot of things to come up to speed on, right, and a lot to learn. And Matt's already started to tutor me a bit. So and so has John. Over time, there are a number of folks who are involved in those discussions once the recommendations are provided. But you've got a general manager and a technical team that are doing this every day, and so I'm not going to be picking players. Okay, so you have to leave that to professionals, and then they have an opportunity to deliver and are evaluated based on their performance, and that's the way the industry works. So I think things get a little out of whack when folks outside of the technical area are trying to make decisions for the football club.
And also, when you approached this opportunity, what was the thing that you said, hey, this is the one that I want to scratch off my list as far as accomplishing here?
What was the opportunity, or
the one thing that you said I want to accomplish here, as being part of the Houston Dynamo?
Yeah, so I'm a collective guy. I'm a collaborator. I'm a team guy. So realizing the potential of the organization overall, that's being part of the team that makes that happen. That's what I'd like to try to scratch off.
Thank you for that. We'll go with Victor.
Hey, Mr. Rootes, welcome to Dynamo. You've witnessed plenty of soccer passion at NRG with all the sellouts, international games, and national club friendlies. how do we get that crowd over here to the stadium? in your-
That's the challenge, and that's what we'll be working on. I don't know what the answer is right at this moment, but that's what we're gonna be working on, is building the audience, and, you know, it's about, you know, what I term trial and loyalty, right? People coming out, experiencing it, having a great time, seeing, you know, how differentiated this experience is, and coming back and telling their friends, and so, you know, the ramp up for this weekend, I think we're expecting a big crowd on Saturday, which would be awesome. And big crowds sell, you know, when people like to be shoulder to shoulder, enjoying a sold out experience or near sold out. You know, it's been tough the last couple of years to be able to deliver that. I mean, you've got no audience at certain times and reduced capacities, and so it'll be nice to get back to being able to deliver the type of experience that'll bring people back.
And certainly, you've been on the NFL side of things. You've come from MLS from the beginnings. There seems to be a lot of crossover, right? MLS owners dipping into
Yeah.
MLS. Why do you think that is?
Yeah, I think they see the potential and want to be a part of it. And yeah, I think that's it.
Just one last one on more of the sporting side of things. Obviously, the organization is trying to build towards the future. Tim Parker, Team Navy were signings last week. The contracts of Matt Jordan, the general manager, Tab Ramos, the head coach, end at the end of the year, I believe. How much on the priority list is maybe getting them renewed or evaluating them as far as getting those contract renegotiations going?
Yes, you've got an owner who's coming in new, and so discussions are ongoing. The folks you mentioned are all real busy, right? So they got plenty on their plate, but the discussions continue, and at an appropriate time, we'll be able to talk about that.
We have a follow-up here up front with Jesus, and then we'll wrap up here with Mark.
If you want a scrimmage game, I have a game for you and Matt.
Thank you for that. Go ahead, Jesus.
Jamie, when you were with the crew, 12 teams, MLS 1.0, probably like MLS 3.0 right now,
Yeah.
could you ever imagine how the league has come from when you were with the crew to where they are now? And how big the league was that maybe like an inching factor to like, I need to be part of this now, again?
Yeah, it is surprising that you have this truly a national footprint, right? And lots of folks who are interested in investing in the league and being part of it. You've got these great stadiums that have been built. You look last weekend in Austin, I mean, what's happened there. So, yeah, but I will say that was the vision from the beginning. You never know in a doubtful undertaking how it's going to turn out, but it's turned out the way, you know, folks like Robert Kraft and Lamar Hunt and others envisioned. And yeah, so it's really nice to see it come to fruition.
Jamie, have you given much thought yet to, or will you consider what you may do to connect with James Harden and Oscar De La Hoya, maybe make them more visible in what you're doing here, that kind of thing?
Those discussions will happen, but no, I haven't personally been involved with those. The team tries to engage them and help to connect with audiences, but those discussions will happen at an appropriate time.
With that, I think we'll wrap up. We'll go ahead and grab a few photos here. We'll grab a few photos with a few jerseys. Vincent, would you be